So I don't want to sidetrack us, but since you brought up the pornography addiction, you know, I think we've come a ways in that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But there's still got a long way to go.
Yeah.
Because I still feel like there's a major obstacle for bringing that addiction kind of out of the darkness into the light, so that people have support in dealing with it. Maybe since you have been there, can you just give somebody some advice who may be struggling with this and they are scared to bring it out or scared to ask for help?
Yeah, so there's actually a great deal of anonymous support networks now, which they didn't exist 20 years ago, right? But I know X3 Church, X3 Watch is a program they used to have. It's XXX Church, but it's a group, a community of people who say we're people of faith, we're struggling with this addiction, and you can actually connect with people anonymously now to have a network to even just like message or chat with and say, hey, I'm struggling. They have an accountability software that I support with our youth programs here called Covenant Eyes, and for a small monthly fee, Covenant Eyes will send out accountability updates from your device use to anyone that you list. So you can have accountability partners who get hey, there was something questionable looked at tonight, that can then call you the next day. And that, for me, that's been incredible for my students now. So on the flip side of that, being able to be an accountability partner for someone and to give students the power to, hey, when you mess up, it can alert somebody who's also been there, who can then call you and just be like, hey, is everything good right now? What's going on? Because the root is, it's not pornography, the root is other stuff going on, and lust and pornography captures those moments of distraction and jumps in. And so there's, in almost every one of those situations, there's some other trigger. And so it's getting to okay, what happened that made you feel like you needed to go down this path tonight? And so having an accountability partner who can call you right then, who can jump in right then, is huge. It's huge. And again, one of the things that I love emphasizing with my students is don't give up faith and beat yourself to death when you do have an issue with anything where you slip up, because that's counterintuitive to you. Right? Like
when you fall, you got to get back up.
You have to get back up.
If you fall and you don't get back up, that's where the defeat is.
Exactly.
You gotta fall. I mean, you gotta fall, get back up, and continue on.
If you fall 1,000 times, but get back up 1,001, victory.
Exactly.
Right. And so if you fall once and stay in that pit, you've lost already. You know, and the enemy's won already. And so, you know, whenever you have issues, whenever you have those issues, just keep getting back. It definitely would be the encouragement that I have.
Right. And part of doing ministry is when we're helping people is to realize they're going to fall again. They're going to make mistakes.
Yeah.
We can't desert them when they fall.
Right.
We can't give up on them.
That is our call. It's in those moments to be the Samaritan on the road, right? That says, all right, we have our issues, whatever, but I overcome all of those to help you up in this moment.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
I find that we as a church, in general, have a very difficult time when people fall into some kind of a sin like that. We have trouble separating their sin and us helping them to come out of the sin.
Right.
We just tend to want to separate ourselves from them because we're afraid if we join ourselves to them that we're somehow condoning.
Right.
Well, we're condoning.
Right.
There's a fear of coming off as condoning something. And so we disassociate. Yeah. But when we disassociate, we lose the influence to bring them out of whatever that sin might happen.
Absolutely. And what influence they could have on us in a positive way, too.
Yeah.
The lessons we could learn from their struggle.
Right.
And, I think that one of the biggest mistakes in ministry is when we think we've arrived. There is no arrival until we get to heaven. That's the arrival.
Right.
So until then, we're all learning and growing together.
Right.
That's top down, right?
Yeah.
There's no one who is on some kind of pedestal who's achieved some higher level of holiness. We're all in this together, right? Until we cross that finish line, we're running the same race.
Right.
So that we have to see it as, all right, when one falls down, we're picking them up, and vice versa.
Right.
That when we fall down, we can turn to others to help us up.
Right.
Yeah.